Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Howling Village, a Japanese horror movie from 2022 that was directed by Takashi Shimizu. Now this is the third and final part of his Village Trilogy, which previously included Howling Village from 2019 and Suicide Forest Village from 2021. Now personally, I do think Takashi Shimizu has continued to make mostly watchable horror movies up to the present day. Homunculus, while probably not for mainstream audiences, is probably his most interesting film from the past handful of years, and that just came out in 2021. This is in contrast to someone like Hideo Nakata, who continues to churn out mostly trash. So even when Shimizu produces trash, like Innocent Curse, it's at least amusing. So I reviewed Howling Village and Suicide Forest Village not too long ago in the same review video, and I think, like die-hard fans of Japanese horror, may enjoy both of those films. Cautious recommendations, I guess you could say. But they're just not exciting enough to run out and tell your friends about them. Now this third installment, Howling Village, is basically in the same category. Now here's the official plot synopsis from the North American cinema premiere, and they talk this movie up a lot. 3 high school girls go missing after a prank gone wrong in an abandoned building. When a video of their last seen moments goes viral, Kannon, Takuya Kimura's daughter Koki in her big screen debut, is astonished to discover that she bears an uncanny resemblance to one of the missing girls. Obsessed with finding out the truth, she and her would-be boyfriend head off to the village of the disappearance. J-horror grandmaster Godfather Takashi Shimizu's final entry in his Village Triptych proves the zenith of the three, taking his gonzo macabre mashup of folk horror, urban legends, found footage, and supernatural terror to the ultimate level. In the maestro's hands, this coming-of-age tale is laced with uber-creepy myths about an eponymous ox head, frightening twin ships, murderous curses, and shocking gore. So yeah, they definitely oversold this movie. I mean, it's quite a write-up. Not sure I agree with most of it, but okay. It's not nearly that good, alright? But I don't think it's necessarily terrible either. You know, the film starts off very similarly to the 2 prior installments of this trilogy. You get a found footage segment up front. It's probably the best opening scene in this franchise, at least in terms of the ghostly attack. It was a little surprising, and the ox head itself actually looks kind of cool. Actually, the opening third of Howling Village, I think, is actually pretty solid. There's a scene on a train station, or in a train itself. Nicely spooky and subtle. Reminded me slightly of the scares you would see in the Ju-on direct-to-video movies back in the day. Another scene involved a puddle of water, and I thought that was pretty neat as well. Now at this point, I was feeling pretty good about this film. Then we transition to like the middle third, which kind of focuses on developing the story, giving you those plot twists. And I thought it was pretty good. You know, it infuses more of like a folk horror angle that's rooted in local customs, which is always nice to see. That gives some additional intrigue there. Things are a little confusing at the start. You're kind of wondering like what the heck's going on, but it does clear up rather nicely, I think, during this middle section. And there is one dramatic scene though that reminded me of Ring, and you'll know that scene when it comes. But I did enjoy the focus on village beliefs as a foundation for the conflict. Lead actress is pretty likable, especially for a big screen debut. She did a pretty good job. The male actors, not so much. They have that boy band-like feel to them, and I just don't like that style of acting. It's just kind of weak and awkward. And that brings us to the weakest part of Howling Village, which is the finale, unfortunately. It's definitely on the underwhelming side. And, I mean, there is an extended scare sequence. In fact, there's multiple extended scare sequences, and it lasts a while. But it does pale in comparison to some of Shimizu's earlier works, even if you reference something like Reincarnation, which felt like intense and epic in how it was unfolding. This movie does not have that kind of impact, And the final scenes, while serving a purpose in terms of wrapping up the story, there's really nothing memorable or exciting about the scares themselves near the end of the film, and that's a problem for a horror film. I think we needed more intensity near the end of this one. I actually enjoyed the finales of both of its predecessors over this. So when all is said and done, I think Oxhead Village had the potential to finish like an entire level above the first two films in the trilogy due to its stronger start and middle section, but like the missteps down the stretch kind of drop it back down to like their level. So I think all three of these movies are in the same ballpark in terms of quality and entertainment value. If you've seen Howling Village and or Suicide Forest Village and you did enjoy those, you're probably going to like this. You know what I mean? You probably will. If not, you could just skip this. This isn't going to change your mind on this trilogy. I think looking back on the trilogy in total, I would say that I would have liked more from this trilogy from Shimizu in terms of just a little bit more intensity to it, a little bit more of like memorable aspects and stuff. But they're all right. They're watchable in my opinion. Currently available on Amazon, so you can watch it streaming. And as always, folks, I will see you next time.